and actually
it's falling.
Camera was going down.
It was me or the camera.
Take 3. Marking things off the list. It's going again. See ya. This is literally take 4. Hey y'all, welcome to Stivers Homestead. I'm Zach.
I'm Jen.
And today we got a few things to show you and some goals to talk about.
Scratching that other intro. What we did a few days ago.
Yeah. Because that was a few days ago. I don't even remember it.
I don't either.
So this is the second time we try to do this, but whatever. It's there now. So we have a grow room to show you. It is not 100% permanent how it's going to be, but it's a good start, and it's just, you'll see.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but the whole purpose is it'll grow.
Yeah.
And then we really want to talk about some 2020 goals. As it being New Year's Eve, it's time to really set those 2020 goals and get a good game plan for you and your homestead. So we want to share ours with you all.
All right, let's go see.
Let's go. All right, we've been mentioning us doing this grow room for a while because we no longer have Wise Room, which is where everything used to grow. So we did this. Here it is. So what we're getting is we're gonna actually get one of those shelves that we have like in our pantry, the wire ones, which is a much better way to do this. We highly recommend that if you're gonna do a grow room. But if you don't have one, this works too. So all we have is just a regular table that you would have, a folding table, and then I put up a 2x4, use some leftover 1x2s that we had laying out, put them to like a triangle, and then put one board down here onto the table. And so last year we used just a fluorescent light, and that's one thing I want everybody to understand is that you don't have to buy a grow light specifically for growing vegetables.
Nope.
A fluorescent shop light works just fine.
Yep.
That's what we used all last year. If you watched our garden this past year, you know it works just well. So that can do the job. The one thing about this is it needs to be low, and you have to bring it up as your plants go because these need to be closer. They don't produce enough light to be too far away, and that'll make your seedlings and starts leggy. So for Christmas, we got this guy. It is a Aglex. A-G-L-E-X. How would you say that?
Aglex.
Aglex? So now, let's turn them on, and we're going to show everybody the difference in lighting. So just plug in that guy. So there's that. Wow, it looks really bright on there. And it is bright, so it does a really good job. Now look at this. This has 2 different options. It has a bloom and a veg. So if you're just seed starting and you're wanting to germinate, you're just going to do the bloom. Woo, Betsy! There she is. Don't look at it too long. And then once you actually have your seedlings up, turn on the veg, and then there you go. So a big standout here. You can see the difference in light.
Yeah, and that one has a timer and everything, so you can set it how long you want it on. It's got a little fan on it, so that's cool.
Yep.
And the range really extends out.
Exactly.
And both of them do. They're both going to be great. We're going to use them both, and possibly another. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah, so we wanted to try. Let's turn them off because we're so dark now. There, we're not purple anymore. So the reason we wanted this one, and we are getting another one, it's like one of those little stand-up ones with a little on, is so many people ask on what grow lights to get. It's like the most popular question on all the gardening pages is, what do I use for grow lights? So we wanted to get a few different varieties and try them out, and so you all can kind of, I guess, learn from us, from our experience, what we like the best. We know the fluorescent shop light works. We're just going to see if buying something more expensive actually does better.
Right.
So that's our curiosity of this seed starting situation.
Yep. All right, so that's where we're putting the plants and stuff. And then this other table is where we're going to be putting our chickens.
Woohoo!
So if you've been following for a while, you know that we raised all of our pullets in Wyatt's room. It was our grow room, chicken room, hatching room, everything room.
Yeah, it raised probably 20 chickens, 30,
More
40,
than that, probably
50 chickens
and
this year.
hatched all kinds of chickens and ducks. So now that he is officially in his room and there's no longer any space, we're moving all that in here. So that's the grow area. And the table behind us that I just showed you is going to be where we put our chickens.
Woo-hoo.
So we're actually getting another round of chickens, which we'll talk to you about here in just a second. But they're going to grow right in here with us in our room. So that's going to be fun.
So some of y'all may be thinking, grow room, bed. That's going to be bright, huh? So one thing to remember and what we do, plants need to sleep as well. So just treat them as if they're going to be outside. When the sun rises and sun sets is when these lights go on and when the lights go off. So when we're actually sleeping, we will not have the lights on them. I think some people may disagree with that on seed starting, but we are trying to, whenever you're doing anything, remember you're trying to mimic outside, right? So you're trying to mimic that you're in a greenhouse or that you're direct sowing. And so to do that, you got to treat everything as is. So sunrise, sunset, lights on, lights off. We will have germination or heat maps on the bottom for some things, especially like peppers and such, to make sure that they stay very warm throughout the day and night. Because we're in a pole barn and we would burn heat, our temperature fluctuates quite a bit. So just wanted to make that clear that we won't be having these lights on when we're sleeping because our bed's right there. You got something you want to show them? Very cool.
Maybe still sick, but she's fighting through it.
She getting better. She pumping the elderberry in her and it'll get there. So the kids are in there doing a little artwork, but I think it's time to talk 2020 goals. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so we went by the P.O. box today and we had a few lost packages, but we ended up finding them thankfully. And this one is to me and it says open on camera. So that's interesting. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it was supposed to be here for Christmas, but didn't make it. Yes! That's great. The Glad present seal. Oh, I can't wait to use this. I actually used saran wrap yesterday and cussed it. So thank you.
Yeah, so if y'all don't catch that inside joke, what was we making? Was it the cranberry salad?
I think so.
I think it was the cranberry salad. Jim was cussing a saran wrap. She said, man, that is stupid. So everybody was talking about present seals. So somebody sent us some present seal.
Perfect. Cannot wait to try it.
And it's awesome. It's like a color set.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to open this. And I got these guys, and I'll link these guys in the description. They're called Art for Kids Hub.
All right.
And
Let's see what's in it.
And I'm gonna be drawing a Lamborghini. So let's open this.
Look at that.
Wow.
You got coloring pencils, pastels, crayons. Wow. That is beautiful.
I wanna pay.
This is literally take 4. 2020 goal planning. If you haven't started, it's time to start right now. They call it a New Year's resolution, whatever you want to call it. But it's time to get things down on pen and paper so you can get focused and really work towards those. I think throughout the year we talk about things that we want to get done that never get done, right? Because you're not holding yourself accountable for it. That's something that you really have to make sure you do. Do a video on it. Make sure people see it, hear it, so they know that this is what you're trying to do. It keeps you moving and pumping. So the big thing that you really need to remember as you set down for your goals is to have realistic goals and have stretch goals, right? So you want to make sure that there's small increments that you can get accomplished quickly, and then your longer term goals that may take that full year to do. So let's jump right into the Stivers Homestead 2020 goals.
All right, so actually we set ourselves up to start January off the right way with new chickens.
Yep.
Usually that is a rush decision that we make around springtime when we see them in the store and we just want to buy them because they're cute.
Right.
But in November of this year, we went ahead and ordered 2 rounds of 2 different breeds of chickens so that we would have them when they hatched in January, and then we could start the year with 2 new chicken breeds and hopefully have good luck with them.
Yeah.
So we got how many?
17 total.
17
8 females,
total.
8 females, and 1 male.
So 8 Spitzhabens, which are really cool.
Who else is excited all year for me to try to pronounce that name?
Right. And we did get 1 rooster. We have T-Bird, but we think he's a little bit overworked with all the hens.
He is.
So.
Especially once we add these 16. It's going to be way too many for him, so it's time to introduce another rooster to the clan.
Hopefully they get along. But if not, we have solutions for that. We have plans that we're wanting to do with our different different chicken.
Anyways.
This is a weird day. Oh, and
at least this is the last day of 2019, so we can like just scratch this one out of the way starting tomorrow.
Yeah. We got 8 prairie bluebell eggers, so I'm
cool.
super excited about them.
That was her pick.
Yeah.
We each got to pick one breed this time.
Yeah.
We have so many chickens. We had to keep it down to you pick one breed,
Yeah.
I pick one breed, and don't look at nothing else.
Yeah, and they're all hens, so they're gonna lay those beautiful light blue eggs, and I'm very excited about them. They're very friendly, just calm birds, easygoing. So we'll see how that goes. But I think for sure, after we get those settled in our grow room, we want to go ahead and order another batch and do some well summers. We've never had well summers, but I've always wanted to, and I'm pretty excited to raise them. So that's our chicken plan.
Yeah, and so what was the one that I called?
Spitzhauben.
Spitzhauben, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, I just love them. I thought they were cool. We have so many chickens that we don't necessarily need all great layers. You know, we have a lot of those. So now it's time to get some kind of funky looking guys and girls.
Yeah, some fun chickens.
Yeah, so we're trying these out. It sounds like a few of y'all have them, so we'll see how they treat us.
Yeah, I think we've officially got to the point where we're good at raising chickens. We haven't lost any of this flock except for, one here and there. But we haven't lost any.
Actually, just
we
one.
haven't had a massacre.
Once they've been big, only just one.
Yeah, before our entire chicken flocks would get massacred because we were inexperienced. We didn't know what we were doing.
Yep.
But we're doing really good this time. So I think it's time to add some fun ones.
Thank you, Premier One Fencing.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so number 1 go, add to chicken flock. That is a short-term, easy one that's going to be accomplished.
It's already coming.
Already coming. So if you are interested in looking at your chickens, if you don't want to just go to Tractor Supply Roll King, look at, we got ours from Hoover's Hatchery, Murray McMurray. There's all kinds of different hatcheries. Go get you a catalog. I think they're free.
Yeah.
And just start looking into them because it does take a little bit of time for them to order, hatch, send to you.
Yeah, especially if you're wanting different breeds.
Yeah.
Also, I forgot to mention that we're going to continuously do meat chickens.
Yes.
Once we harvest these, we'll wait a few weeks and then get another order so that we can be ready and harvest them so that we constantly have meat chickens.
Right. Because I think we like this. So we're going to continue it. All right. Go number 2. Which is it's not long term, it's a big goal, but we have a short time frame to do it. Pigs. So we really want to get two pigs this year for us to harvest as well.
Feeder pigs.
Feeder pigs.
I said breeder pigs in a previous video. I'm sorry, I was probably tired. But we're going to raise them for meat.
Right, so the first round will not be breeding. We will not be looking to have piglets. This is strictly for meat and just for us. So that is our number 2 goal. But to do that, it isn't like we have a pen that we can just go throw pigs in. So we have to do some fencing. We have to run some more electrical wire. And then we can get the pigs.
Kind of shelter.
Make some kind of shelter. But I can throw shelter in a day. If y'all seen all my shelters. They're all one-day shelters.
Yeah. So we're going to succeed with pigs this time.
Yep.
We had pigs before. We did not succeed. We're going to do it this time. We're more prepared. We're going to be. We know more of what we're doing and we've done more research. So
that's right.
I'm pretty excited about that.
And before, because I know it'll be down in the comments on what type of pigs we're going to get, we do have some in mind. However, so many of our friends that are also creators have pigs. And so we'll probably look for that first to see who maybe has some piglets available.
Definitely.
At that time before we go shopping around because we would like to support the community.
That's right. Third goal is an obvious something we're always doing. We're going to expand the garden. We want to expand it a whole lot more. We want to grow potatoes. We want to grow more tomatoes. I'm not going to do loofah. Green beans, potatoes.
I know some of y'all seen that Facebook video. This Thanksgiving. It's awesome. Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, I want to grow like potatoes. I want to grow more green beans, more tomatoes. The stuff that's going to make us like super sustainable with canning. I don't need to grow cucumbers. Maybe one plant.
We are growing cucumbers but a small amount, just for fresh cucumbers
not for
us
canning,
to have.
because I do not need pickles. I do not need to can any more pickles for the next decade.
Rolls back into that gardening mindset that we said, if you can a mass amount like we did with pickles, we don't need to can those. So we're just going to grow some for fresh eating, not for canning. So that clears up some gardening space for something else, like beans.
Not going to do loofahs because I have enough, and it was fun. It was a really fun experiment to know that I could do that, but I don't want to take up the room this year because it choked a lot of things out. So I don't want to do that. I want to grow more okra.
Pickled okra all day.
Yeah, pickled okra and fresh okra. I want to freeze it so we can fry it up. There's so many more things that we want to grow.
Yep.
Things that we want to be able to put in the ground and forget about, like the potatoes and stuff like that. So we are expanding, like tilled garden wise and raised bed wise.
Yeah.
We want a really, really, really long bed so that we can put all of our tomatoes in, so that all of our other beds are free. Also, the tea garden will be expanded greatly.
Tea garden's always expanded. So also I wanted to add, if this isn't on your list, this needs to be on your list every year. Expand your garden.
Yep.
And I don't care if you're in a condo. You can buy a few more pots. You know, there's always room. Learn how to grow more indoors if you can. You know, so always have this on there and find a way that you can expand. So yeah, like she said, specifically, if you can picture our garden right now, maybe I'll throw up a picture right now.
He won't. He forgot.
I won't forget. We got pictures, maybe. Anyways, so if you can see it, we have those 4 huge beds in the back, the 3 in the front. So behind that, they're running, I'm going to do it this way. So they're running this way. We're going to run a big long one behind those 4, and that's going to be our tomato bed. So that clears up. We used 2 of our raised beds for tomatoes last year. We're going to have one big long one for tomatoes there.
Yep.
I'll also probably find some other spots that we can add some more raised beds for our tea garden. But something that I'm very interested in doing, and I think we're going to, is where we have the meat chickens and kind of where we've been having the goats clear out, not right on the pond, but more on the side, is to tear down some of them trees because it's very wooded over there. But they've really made some good ground there. Maybe expanding our tilled garden in that area. So that'll require putting up more fencing too for deers and all that good stuff. So yes, garden expansion coming to you very soon.
Yep.
Next 2 long-term goals that are set for 2020, but not like immediate. We're going to start, well.
We have already started.
Yeah, for both. But they're still long-term. We know they might not be complete or ever, but we'll see. It's still a go. Number 1, continue working on this house.
Yeah. We're doing stuff. We're doing a lot of things, which we do in the winter. We try to, do as much as we can because we can't get outside as much. So more home improvements, finishing the ceiling up in the rest of the areas. We did Wyatt ceiling yesterday. Raylan ceiling needs to be done, and then our bathroom, and that's it.
Yeah.
The rest of the house is good. We might close off some gaps. We haven't fully decided yet if we want to let the air flow or close them off, but just some little stuff. The biggest stuff is done. We're successfully using every room in our house for the first time since we've lived here in 4 years, so that's awesome.
The big thing is eventually we'll have to decide on the floor, because as you all have noticed, we got just a bunch of pieces of carpet, which we're all free, and that's something that you do for a debt-free house.
And we have little kids and 4 dogs. So I'm not really willing to spend $5,000, $6,000 on a nice floor right now when we have 2 kids and 4 dogs who are just gonna tear it up.
Right, so it feels like we may need to think about outside before we do that on the inside, to maybe get down on all the mud and different stuff like that. So I know y'all have noticed, so I just want to acknowledge it. Last but not least, baby.
We're still trying. We are still wanting to add to our family and have another baby. I think that if it's in God's hands, and if He wants it to happen, it will happen. And we're not stressed about that. We don't want y'all to be stressed about that. We are down for it or not. It's it is what it is.
It's whatever the plan is.
We're doing our part, and we're now happier in our marriage because we're not arguing about that anymore.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens, but we will keep trying and take it from there.
Yep, and neither one of us are concerned that there's an issue or anything like that. We just think it's just timing. It's just timing must not be right yet. So it will be when it's time and it's ready for us to do that. So we'll see what happens. Oh, look, there's our curtains. Can't really see them. Pretty. All right, y'all. So I hope you all enjoyed seeing the grow room. Like I said, they don't have to look pretty. They just need to grow seeds, right? So that we know that will. Stick around throughout this process. We're going to be doing our cool crops very soon. We did just place an order with our buddy Travis at Haas Tools to get some of their cool products they have. So if you are interested in seeing them, I know it's kind of Baker's Creek is the one that's being talked about, which obviously they're awesome too. But don't forget Haas Tools. Their link is down below in our description. They've got a lot of cool stuff for 2020. Yeah, we got all of our potatoes from them. So we'll be seeing that. We got a blue one, and then what was it? German butterball. So pretty excited about those things and some of the other stuff they have. So check them out. They got a lot of cool things out there. But other than that, set your goals, get them ready.
That's right.
Y'all hold us accountable to make sure that we're doing our part to stick true to getting our goals done.
Yep. If you're anything like us, you're not going to be partying hard tonight. So get your catalogs, sit down, make your seed list, make your list for chickens, what you want to grow, how you're going to expand your garden, and let that all be ready for tomorrow morning when 2020.
I know. The roaring 20s.
The roaring 20s when 2020 rolls in the morning. Is that right? That doesn't sound right.
Well, you're thinking of the TV show.
I guess, yeah.
Is it Barbara Streisand? Is that her name?
Oh gosh, now I gotta watch it.
I think I saw somebody say that she needed to be the one counting down the ball at New Year's and say now it's 2020 or whatever she used to say. All right, y'all. We do this every time.
Yep.
We're done. Check out Haas Tools. Check out Baker's Creek. Get your goals lined out. Go look in your yard. Where can I add more garden? Because you can somewhere. And get them chickens on order. It's time to do this together.
Time.
All right, y'all.
We love y'all.
Until the next one. Bye.